everybody, Susannah Barr with the Flying Pickle Academy. We are back to look at our third shots a little bit more, but today what we're looking at is making that decision between can I drop it, drive it, or do I potentially need to push my third shot? When are we gonna make that decision and how are we gonna execute it? Let's get to it. So the first choice that we have is to hit a drop shot. When we're hitting a drop shot, typically we're gonna be behind the baseline. That's a good sign that we should be hitting this drop shot. We're pretty far back. We're hitting this drop shot because it's gonna give us a little more time to get up to that kitchen line. All right, so that's gonna be our first choice. I'm gonna throw my line here. If I'm behind the baseline, I probably wanna drop the ball. Next shot is gonna be our drive. If I can step into the court, at this stage, I can drive the ball because they've hit a shorter return, which is allowing me to get up to that line a little faster and potentially catch them as they're still moving up. So I'm gonna drive that ball because they've already taken away their own time. I might as well capitalize on it, stepping into this court, following through, getting up to that kitchen line. So I'm gonna put that about here. So if I'm up here in this area, that's a good area to drive the ball. So if they're hitting a short return, and I've seen it happening more and more lately, especially if we have an awesome serve, they're hitting that short return, we want to capitalize on it. Sometimes they do it on purpose because they know maybe we're a little slow. All right, just part of life. What I see a lot of my students doing is they're running, and they're almost trying to drive this short return because we have told them if it's a short return, we drive it. But once it gets too short, our better option is we still have to run up to that ball, and now we're just gonna push dink it. The problem with driving when it gets too short is we tend to hit it high, allowing the returning team to come in and attack us, and we're off balance at that stage, so we cannot handle that attack at all. So if it's too short, get up to that ball and just push it, nice and flat, nice and low, keep it under control, allowing you to get established up at the kitchen line. All right, so that's our short returns right here. So we've got our three kind of zones on the court we're gonna look at when we're hitting our returns. What's gonna happen here is my partners, one of them's gonna be back there hitting different distant returns for me, and I've gotta make that decision. Do I drop it? Do I drive it? If it's actually short enough, I need to push it and keep it under control. So Maria's gonna be hitting returns to me, different distances, different heights. Dominic's up at the kitchen line, just like a returner would be. So I'm gonna try to control this ball to Dominic, who's already at the kitchen line. We're gonna make it just a little bit more challenging in that way. So to start this off, I'm just gonna work on making that decision and hitting the third shot, and then we're actually gonna play it out a little bit. All right, I'm back here behind the baseline. Drop is the right answer for that. All right, stepping into the court, I can drive that ball. Same thing, it's high enough. I'm under control, I can drive it. All right, very short return. I needed to just control it and get into the point. Now, I'm gonna let Maria mix them up, surprise me. Couple more and we'll play the points out. One more short, real short, in the kitchen. Now, we're gonna go and play this point out. 3-person drill is all we need. Maria's gonna follow her return up. They might actually take turns hitting returns and then working their way up. Oh. No! Nice. So just a little recap. We're making a decision on what kind of third shot we can hit effectively, depending on where that return lands on the court. Deep returns, go for a drop. Shorter returns, drive it, extra short, get up there and push that ball and get into the point. So the hardest part of this drill, guys, and I was doing it pretty much for real there, the hardest part is making that decision quickly enough, right? So we gotta practice it so that you see that ball quickly and you can make that quick decision when it comes to match time. If you really like this content, we're bringing you all these videos on YouTube for free, but if you really wanna level up your game, we are offering virtual one-on-one coaching. Feel free to email me, it's listed below, and we'll get you lined up for your own virtual coaching experience. If you like this video, if you like the content we're putting out, make sure to like, subscribe, and feel free to share all of our videos. Thanks, guys.